and I felt like my lowest at that point, and wanted to just give up. And I would ask why is this happening to me? What's the purpose? And welcome back to Filter
What podcast? Let's get it.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Satti and the man to the left of me.
What's up, y'all? It's Dash.
How you doing? And welcome back to Filter
What podcast? What's up?
What's up? What's going on?
How you feeling?
A little sniffle, yeah.
Sniffles? I like your sweater.
It's the weather.
Is that my size?
It ain't your size, it's my size, fool.
What we tapping into today? What we touching on?
I feel like mental health is so important. And it's a topic that we need to touch base on.
Shine a light on.
Yeah, some light on it.
Okay.
Definitely.
So what's your take on mental health? Because that's a broad.
It definitely
topic.
is. I feel like mental health is important to shine light on. It's just because it's too much going on in the world. And there are a lot of people that are unhappy and don't know how to cope with the things that they're going through. So they resort to suicide. They resort to abusing drugs and alcohol. And, they just give up on life. And I feel like there are so many resources and things out there where, there's help.
Right.
You don't have to revert to alcohol or drugs or, wanting to just go that route.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a punk route. So what's your take on mental health?
Mental health, I feel like should be the first priority. Should come before anything else, because when you have your mental right, everything else will just fall into place. It's like so many people nowadays, so much of our youth that's just not in a great mental space, and that just leads to so many other things: depression, killing each other, suicide. So I think understanding, taking the time to really get our mental right. Is the answer to a lot of other things. What are some I guess causes that can, on a day-to-day basis, that can mess with a person's mental health?
Oh, work, relationships, family problems, financial problems. Just not being happy with yourself and where you're at. So, yeah.
What are some personal experiences where you felt like you just wasn't yourself? You wasn't in your right mental state?
I mean, there's been several situations where things have happened and it was life-threatening. And I felt like my lowest at that point, and wanted to just give up. And I would ask why is this happening to me? What's the purpose? Why, But I always kept faith, because I felt like at the end of the day, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm not a punk, so I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I can't take myself out of again.
Yeah, I feel you. I have a there was a moment in time, I don't really touch on the specifics, but where I felt at my complete lowest. I've been in a predicament where I felt like I never would be put in. And I just felt like at my lowest point. But I feel like the way I am is whatever feelings or emotions I'm going through, I just try to really divulge myself in those feelings and emotions and just get them off of me. So that happened and I got better within time, but that's the best way that I kind of deal with stuff and stress or whatever. How about you? What's the best way that you deal with?
Sleep.
Sleep?
I'll take a nap. I'm going to bed. No. I mean, that's one thing I do.
Sleep?
Yeah, sleep, and then I'll wake up and I'm like, I'll deal with this.
So you could sleep. You could sleep. You feel like you can sleep your problems away. Like if you're not feeling good, you can sleep it off.
No, but I'm tired, so I'm going to take a
Okay.
nap. And I'm going to deal with it when I wake up.
I feel you. I feel
You
you.
know? Sometimes that also helps you, like, make you think better and everything.
That's
make
true.
proper decisions. But writing, that also helps me. And talking to, like, my most closest and, nearest people to me. At one point, I felt like it wasn't enough. So I decided to seek professional help.
How was that
And
experience?
It was beneficial because there were a lot of coping mechanisms that I learned, healthy coping mechanisms that I learned. And I felt like it made me change and deal with things into, how I'm supposed to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been to therapy before. I'm not against it, but I just never been. Why do you feel like enough of us, especially in our culture, not enough of us seek therapy? I feel like we, even though I never went, but we can use it. It can be beneficial to a lot of us, but why do you feel like not enough of us take that route?
Well, so I feel like, coming from where my background, they don't believe in therapy. It's more of keep it in the household, you deal with it kind of thing. And it's a sign of like weakness if you go and see, a therapist and they think it's just for white people, And I don't believe in that at all. Like it's just like a stereotypical thing, of course, but I feel like it's for everybody. If you feel like you're at that point in your life where, it's not working, where the people around you, aren't as helpful, seek professional help. You'll like it better. And I feel like they'll have answers.
Yeah,
They can help you.
that's interesting. Once again, I've never been to therapy. I'm not against that, but I think when I'm stressing or whatever, there are things that are therapeutic for me that I feel like work.
Like what?
Like working out, like time alone. Like I really spending time alone to like just really gather my thoughts, and then I can approach whatever situation or get over whatever I'm getting on and attack it head on. So that's been working for me. I guess I can always get better. So going to the therapy might be beneficial to me, but I never took that step yet. So
Has it like ever crossed your mind though?
it did in the past. Recently, not so much.
Okay.
I feel like the way I handle adversity has been working for me.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I never really went, but I used to think about it a lot, but I never took the initiative to go.
But what held you back? What would you say?
Some of the stereotypes you were talking about, I was younger, so me feeling weak or just I don't know, some of the common stereotypes is the reason why I really didn't go. In the past, like at one point, I was thinking about probably like my early 20s. I was thinking about my father because I never met my father, and I knew this lady cop, and she told me that she can help find my father and stuff like that. So then I started to think about it more, and then that's when I was kind of like, maybe I should go to therapy. Nah, I ain't going to therapy. You feel me? Like, nah, I ain't doing that, and I just never did it. But like around that time and stuff like that, it was when I used to think about it, but not so much lately.
Okay. Do you feel like if you ever felt the need to, you wouldn't hesitate at all, you'll go?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm secure with myself, and what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is it doesn't help or it doesn't work for me, and then I feel the same way I feel now. But if anything, it can probably bring some things out of me or give me a different outlook, different perspective on life. So why not?
No, definitely. I agree 100%. Like I said, I was one person. It took me a minute to really realize the actions and the things that I was doing was like affecting not only me, but the people around me. And then they started to like see that.
Yeah.
So hearing it from multiple people like, hey, I think you should go. I think it's time you need to like stop trying to brush it off or whatever. And I did. And I kept it a secret though from like my family.
Going to therapy?
Yeah. Only probably like 2 people knew.
Mm-hmm. What made you want to keep it a secret though?
I guess it was just because like I'm a private person, so I didn't want everyone in my business.
Right,
and then on top of that, like people talk.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, usually.
I just felt, hey, let me just, the ones that told me, hey, I think you should.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to go. Let's keep this between us.
Right.
As far as like not informing like my family until like later on, it was more so because I didn't want to worry them. I was already dealing with like family stuff and like relationship stuff and like life things in general. So,
I feel you.
Yeah.
Who did you don't have to name anybody specifically. I know I do, but do you have any close friends, family members that you just feel like are like just really damaged or just like really carry some trauma that can really use like help?
Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah. I come from a huge family. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather had like 22 kids. So you can only imagine the amount of kids and yourself you had to sit here and take care of.
Yeah.
I had aunts that had to raise, their siblings, uncles that had to raise their siblings as well. So they didn't get the opportunity to really like live how they're supposed to.
Right.
So I see there's a lot of like issues in that area as far as like the lack of love they didn't receive, how quick they had to grow up. And that hurt and pain is still there. And I feel like a lot of them can use therapy. They're still hurt still to this day. You still carry that on.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that just goes away.
Right.
It sticks with you for life.
No, that's true. Same. Yeah. A lot of loved ones close to me, I see things that they went through and things that they carry. And I just tell myself, like, I see certain characteristics and I tell myself that's not the way I want to be.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's been working for me too as well. Like I spot certain things, I spot certain trauma, I spot certain behavior and how it affects you. And I'm like, all right, even though we can relate in certain areas, this thing that I pinpoint is not what I want to carry. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's been working for me too.
No, I agree 100%. Definitely. My dad and we kind of have like the same personality in a way, but there are pros and cons to it. On, not on a not so great level, holding things in, like, and not expressing myself, I had a problem with that for a while, and the more you do it and you let things eat you up inside, it starts to affect you. So that's one thing, like over the years I've learned, and it wasn't okay. It wasn't healthy within any of my relationships, friendships, in general, because it's just like, I would always get, you're like a robot. You have no feelings. And I kind of got tired of hearing that because I'm like, I am human. It's just, I handle it maybe a different way and I don't know how to properly handle things. So, it took time for me to learn how to be human and be able to express myself and, not keep things bottled in. Like, I'm still a work in progress, but,
we all are.
Tremendous difference.
Yeah, same. I used to be really angry. Like, I used to be angry for no reason. Just angry. I used to feel like my back was against, I used to live like my back was against the wall and I was just angry. I was always on defense. I had to go to anger management.
Yeah.
So I can relate. And it just, I don't remember specifically, but just at a certain point, I just like let that weight off my shoulders and I just been living since. Like you can literally feel the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just used to walk around angry. And once I came to the realization, like, yo, this ain't it. Like, what am I angry at? Like, I don't even get angry at the same things that I used to get angry at, you feel me? But yeah, like it's such a difference, yo. So I'm right there with you. I feel you.
No, absolutely. Have you ever like been in a situation where things got so bad that you thought about, like suicide or anything?
Not to that extent. But I have been down bottom, like, yeah, like feeling like shit and all that. But my approach, once again, is just like, however I'm feeling, whatever situation I'm thrown in, I just want to experience 100% of that feeling. If I'm feeling mad, I want to be mad, like, so I can go through that process and get it off of me.
Right.
That's the way I cope, and it works for me.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I never got to that point.
Okay. That's good.
How about you?
I have, but it was more so of just like asking God, like, why? Why am I still here? What's my purpose? Because things keep happening and it's nonstop. Like, when am I going to catch a break? Am I like meant to be miserable? Things like that randomly just happen and you can't catch a break. You're wondering like, okay, now what's the purpose? What's going on? So that crosses. I feel like that's normal though. That's a normal thing. And you sit here and you question and you're just like, why? Well, I don't understand. But yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like you're not the only person that goes through those feelings and experiences. So to conclude the episode, what are some things that you would tell other people that are feeling that way, and what do we want people to take away?
Take the time out to like be in that moment. Whatever it is that is bothering you, go shopping, go eat, do something that will help you like take that stress and anger, out of you and come back to it. I just feel like you got to like decompose and then take care of what needs to be taken care of and take it a day at a time. Life is not easy. We are going to go through some obstacles, many obstacles at that. It's a challenge. You just have mind over matter. You have to mentally be strong. Yeah. You have to like train yourself to be that way and control your emotions. Yeah. Because if you don't, it's going to take a toll over you. And who knows where it might lead you to.
Yeah. I agree. I would just say just really take the time to like process how you're feeling and get through it get through the emotions. Right. That works for me, and I think it may work for other people too.
Exactly. And it's okay to want to seek help, professional help, if that's the case. There are so many resources out there, so don't ever feel like, there's nobody out there that's going to listen. There's always somebody out there that will listen. I will listen. You can personally DM me or whatever. Likewise. I have no problem with that at all. So don't ever feel like there's nobody in your corner. There's always somebody there.
Right. I agree. Yes. So with that being said, you guys, let us know your feedback. Consider subscribing. Talk to us in the comments. All right?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Filter what?